Power at full capacity. Pilot, we must establish a neural link in order to proceed. Please embark when ready.
What is going on, everybody? MorbTron here, and today I'm bringing you my beginner's guide to Titanfall 2, covering a little bit of everything to get you started in your adrenaline-fueled face-part shooting adventure with giant robots. And we're going to start with mastering movement in the Gauntlet, which is at the beginning of the campaign. So you see here, it shows you how fast you're going on the right side of the screen, plus it will show you your best time and your current time. And here you don't want to miss any of the hologram targets, otherwise you get penalty time added on. So what you're doing is just basically trying to get to the end of the Gauntlet and killing everybody along the way. And what this does is it really helps you with both the movement in the game, with wall running, sliding, all that other stuff, plus being accurate while doing it. It's a very good way to actually master the movement in this game, and they give it to you right off the bat in the campaign. You'll see here, I do mess up. You know, it's nowhere near the fastest you can go through that Gauntlet. You can see there, just within the campaign, I'm only the middle ground. So there's a lot of room for improvement for pretty much anybody. And speaking of the campaign itself, I would suggest playing through it before you really dive deep into multiplayer. You get to use every single weapon. You get to go up against people that are using every single weapon. The higher difficulty setting you choose, the more like multiplayer it is going to be. And you get to fight against and use every single Titan as well. You see here I'm fighting Scorch, and right now I am just piloting the baseline kit for BT, who is the main Titan in the game. But you can actually select in the menu which robot you want to use. Tone, Scorch, Ion, things like that. You unlock them as you play the campaign. Not to mention, the campaign is really funny and really good.
This type of weapon is an advanced design and may give us a tactical advantage.
I think somebody's in love.
A human's concept of love requires admiration, attraction, devotion, and respect. Conclusion: I am 50% in love.
Alright, so we're going to go into tacticals here. The three that you get right away. The first one is Cloak. You become nearly invisible. That's a key thing there. People can still see your outline. It just doesn't have the overlay of you being orange in the enemy's name. Plus, your jump jets are still visible. Then we have the Pulse Blade, which you throw a knife, which if you hit an enemy pilot with it, they will instantly die. The good thing about that is, as well, no matter what you hit, there'll be a sonar pulse from the blade, so you can see through walls, see where the enemies are, whether it be grunts, pilots, titans, anything. You can see where they're at. It's only got one charge. Cooldown's pretty long, but meh, it's good. Then we have Grapple. Grapple is the first tactical that you get that can boost your movement, especially if you couple it with a jump. There's 2 charges to Grapple, and they both recharge independently, so you can use it quite often to zoom around the map. And if you stick a Titan, or I'm sorry, if you stick a Titan with this thing, you can rodeo it or climb on top of it, steal its battery pretty quickly. Or if you grapple an enemy pilot, they can bring them to you so you can punch them in the face. And then we have the weapons, starting out with the R201. It's kind of the jack-of-all-trades weapon. It's got mediocre pretty much everything. Damage, it's pretty high accuracy. That's just basically recoil. Its range is okay. Its fire rate's pretty good. It's a great weapon to start out with, in my opinion. Then we have the Car, which is the first SMG you get. It's got a lot of SMG, smaller, automatic machine gun type characteristics. Its damage is lower. Its accuracy is hit or miss. It's got a pretty wild recoil pattern. Not a whole lot of range. Fairly high fire rate. Their SMGs are excellent weapons to use the gunrunner, so you can sprint around still while shooting. Great for the way this game is built. And then we go into the LMGs, starting out with the Spitfire, which recently got a buff. It's actually a very, very nice weapon. It hits very, very hard, does a ton of damage, holds 80 rounds in the mag, so there's not a whole lot of reloading you got to do with this thing. Its recoil pattern is pretty easy to master, but its recoil is pretty hefty as well. It's basically a straight vertical recoil, so as long as you're controlling it and holding it down a little bit, you should actually be able to get its maximum range and actually pick some people off of this thing. It's a very good weapon, very versatile, can be used in all ranges as long as you can control that hefty, hefty recoil. And then we move into the sniper rifle, starting out with the Kraber, or Crabber, whatever you want to call it. Very high amount of damage, very, very good at range. Its accuracy is not so great. I mean, it shoots where you shoot it, but it's got a really hefty recoil, which won't really come into play that much because of its extremely low fire rate, being a sniper rifle. Sniper rifles in this game are not very popular just because of how movement-based this game is. You're not going to run into very many people using them. Then we have the first shotgun. There's only two, but you start out with the EV8 Auto, which in my opinion is the best one. You hold 6 rounds in the mag. Its fire rate's decent, especially for a shotgun. Its range is pretty good for a shotgun. Its accuracy is pretty good, again, for a shotgun. Its damage is super, super high. Also a good weapon to use with Gunrunner. And then we go into the Grenadier category with the Sidewinder. I don't really have much playtime with any of the Grenadier weapons, purely because they're not that competitive. Some of them are really fun to use, like the softball, like that. But you're not going to see a whole lot of people using these. Alright, then we have the Ordnance, which is basically your grenades. You start out with the Frag, the Arc, and the Fire Star. The other ones have to be unlocked as you play. The Frag is a standard grenade. If you do a direct hit on a pilot, they'll instantly die, and it'll instantly explode on a Titan as well, doing a fair amount of damage. Then we have the Arc Grenade, which can stun pilots and blind Titans. It's 2 charges for each grenade here, or for the Arc Grenade rather, sorry. It's a very versatile grenade, can be used both defensively and offensively. And we have the Fire Star, which does a ton of damage to Titans, especially if you hit them in their crit zones, which is usually just their face. And also leaves a patch of thermite on the ground, which can ignite and kill enemy players, and will devastate things like packs of grunts, turrets, that sort of thing. And it's got a fairly linear throw pattern as well. My personal recommendation is just to go with the Arc Grenade because it's so versatile, stunning pilots, blinding Titans, and you have 2 charges to it. Then we get into the Titans. You have the Ion, the Scorch, and the North Star to start out with. The Ion is the most versatile Titan in my opinion. It's good at all ranges with its kit. Its laser core is one of the most powerful in the game. Its offensive laser shot can be used at any range. Its defensive vortex can soak up bullets and throw them back in the enemy's face, and the tripwire can be used as area denial. And then we have the Scorch. The Scorch is a tanky Titan, not very mobile. Everything is based off of thermite fire damage, which is fairly easy to avoid. So it's honestly, you don't see very many of these on the battlefield, but people that are good with them are extremely deadly. Everything that this Titan uses will light you on fire, and its defensive thermal shield can soak up bullets so it won't take damage, which the thermal shield can also be used to deal damage within melee range. And then we have the North Star. The North Star is the Sniper Titan. Its core currently could use a buff, can usually just be used defensively now. Its cluster missile is more area denial, throws thermite on the ground. Its defensive trap kind of deters people from chasing him. Again, this Titan is really about sniping. Then we have the Titan kits. The kits are the same for each Titan. There's the Assault Chip, which makes your Auto Titan, which is when you're not in it, just all around better. We have the Stealth Auto Eject, which will automatically eject you when your Titan becomes doomed. And there's Turbo Dash, which gives you an extra dash no matter which Titan you're using. Gives you sort of better mobility, but it has to cool down. Then you have the Overcore, which instantly gives you 30% of your Titan's core charge, getting you to that core use quicker. Then you have Nuclear Ejection, which will allow you to blow up your Titan once it is doomed, to hopefully get a few kills out of that. And then there's Counter Ready, which just gives you more electronic smoke to use against enemy pilots, mostly. Then we have the different game types: Attrition, Bounty Hunt, Amped Hardpoint, Angel City 24/7, Mixtape, Last Titan Standing, Pilots vs. Pilots, and Coliseum. They're all pretty much self-explanatory. Mixtape is a group of all of them. Bounty Hunt is, you collect money by killing people. You bank the money by turning it in. You try to steal the money from other people. Amped Hardpoint is capture the point, so on and so forth. So, actual gameplay here, when you're going up against an enemy Titan, try to use a height advantage on them. They're amazingly going to be looking on the ground looking for other Titans, and if they notice you, just get out. Use your tactical, get out, get to a safe area, recoup, go at them from a different angle. And do not forget to pick up, the free points. If we see a grunt, kill the grunt. Don't just run by a grunt, kill him. It might only be 1 point and a tiny bit of charge towards your Titan, but it is totally worth it in the long run. The more points you just pick up along the way, the better off your team is going to be. Plus, who doesn't like just shooting random grunts in the face? And now, another piece of advice I'm going to give is to hold on to your Titan until death. So, see, I have a full Titan charge here. I'm not going to use it until I die, which happens to be right now. So you'll see here I come down as my Titan, rather than call it and wait for it to drop and maybe get killed in the process. Alright, and then no matter which Titan you're using, make sure to use the map itself as cover. Peek, like I did there. Minimize the surface area of your Titan that the enemies are able to see. And use every bit of your Titan to your advantage. So you see I use both of my charges there, both of my boosts, to get into an area, and now I'm backing out because I know that Legion can just completely work me over. This guy's not playing, he's free points, so I'm just going to take him down to Doomed, and then what's called Termination on him, or Execution, which is different for every Titan. And then, why not? Shoot that pilot right in the face.
Very good job, pilot.
And then go after more free points. I cannot stress enough how important it is to just kill as many random NPCs that you can find, as long as you're not going to get taken out by an enemy player in the process. And bam, punch that guy in the face, and we move on. So you see here, I'm just looking for anybody, didn't find anybody, so later on, going in for the win, we're pretty close, pretty far ahead of the team, going for more of those free points. See here, this next Reaper kill I get is the victory. So I just got my team like 20 points in the last few seconds just by killing Reapers in my Titan. So I snagged the win for the team, got the victory blow, and move on. And then kind of a little piece of bonus footage here. You'll see I come up on this Titan, he shoots me, he dooms my Titan. But I have Nuclear Ejection and I have Tether. So what do? I flank him. I throw my Tether down, and then I initiate Nuclear Ejection. He is stuck there. Boom. I kill him and his Titan. I get most of my Titan charge back in the process. If that was a full health Titan, I would have gotten it back entirely. And then you see here, this is all the XP at the end of the game. We got match complete, victory, good performance. It's we're having a positive KD. We level up, we get the devotion unlocked, and then you see their happy hour. Each network you're in has a happy hour. If you play during that happy hour, you get 5 extra merit points to level up along the way. Alright, and that, folks, is going to be the end of the video. So if you liked it, please leave a like. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you have anything to say, do it in the comment section down below. Do not forget to have a good day, and I will see you all next time.